waste more days and I live for more nights. I get high on life cause it feels more right, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President, DE&I of MGM Resorts International, Tony Gladney.
Good evening. Oh, I love it. First try as a charm and you nailed it. Well, good evening and welcome to MGM Resorts in beautiful Bellagio Hotel and Resort right here in fabulous Las Vegas. Give it a round of applause. On behalf of MGM Resorts International and our 60,000 plus colleagues, we're excited to host the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit. This summit is a unique opportunity for professional development, connection, and inspiration. Here at MGM Resorts, we are dedicated to fostering an environment where talent can thrive and where everyone has access to leadership opportunities. And I will back up on that. Not some people, not a few people, but everyone has access to leadership opportunities. As the largest employer here in the state of Nevada, we take pride in our commitment to strengthening communities where we serve. In fact, in 2025, I'm proud to share that nearly 50% of our management positions were held by women. Additionally, we have 4 women on our board of directors, 2 of whom are African American and exceptional, I mean exceptional leaders. One, the Honorable Alexis Herman, and the second, Rose McKinney James, who is an exceptional and who gives us so much support. And in fact, she is here with us tonight, and I'd like for her to stand. Rose, if you're here in the house, please stand. There she is. There it is. Thank you for all that you do for us, Rose. And while she's standing, I'd like for all the women of power at table 48 at the MGM Resorts table to also stand. All right. MGM Resorts is also proud of our accomplishments at our National Harbor property in Maryland, which is located a short drive from Washington, D.C. A round of applause for those who are in the house who've frequented that property. This amazing property is led by Melanie Johnson, who is the president and COO and an African-American female. We're thrilled to have the opportunity to welcome such an inspiring group of women in all of you who are gathered here. We wish you at MGM Resorts, all of you, a productive and enriching summit ahead, and enjoy your evening, and I hope you make lasting connections and friendships throughout this conference. Have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CEO of Black Enterprise, Earl Butch Graves, Jr.
Good evening, ladies, and welcome to the 19th Annual Women of Power Legacy Awards Gala. We are delighted to gather here at the beautiful Bellagio Hotel and Casino for this special occasion. Thank you to MGM Resorts International for once again working in partnership with us to make this evening and these next several days truly memorable. And of course, thank you, Tony, for your warm welcome. It is always a privilege to welcome so many familiar faces and witness the rekindling of friendships. Equally, we are thrilled to embrace those joining us here for the first time. Now, how many of you are here for the very first time? Raise your hand. Let's give them all a round of applause that are here for the first time. You're going to have the opportunity to foster new and meaningful connections. Now, the spirit of connections extends to our esteemed partners as well. Certainly, there is no better example of the rekindling of friendships than welcoming back our good friends at Nationwide, who have indeed stood by our side as the presenting sponsor of many Black Enterprise signature events, and now serve proudly as the new title sponsor of the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit for the first time. Let's give them a round of applause. They are a valued partner and trusted ally, and each year we look forward to enhancing our relationship. Please join me in welcoming the Senior Vice President of Human Resources for Nationwide, Ms. Mia Hairston.
Thank you, Butch. It's truly wonderful to be here with all of you tonight. Everyone looks so stunning this evening. Oh, you can give it up. Beautiful. Nationwide's relationship with Black Enterprise began more than a decade ago, and we're thrilled to deepen our partnership this year by hosting this amazing Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit. Woohoo! It's an incredible honor to celebrate and recognize the remarkable achievements of Black women in business. We proudly support Black Enterprise in its mission to inspire, connect, and empower executive women of color. Nationwide has a rich heritage of delivering extraordinary care for our customers, our communities, and over 22,000 associates. We are committed to fostering a high-performing culture that is caring, that cultivates belonging, respect, and fairness, enabling every one of our associates to do their best work each day. I stand before you as a testament to this great culture and a proud Nationwider of 32 years. But I recognize that my own achievements are built upon the support and encouragement of those who uplift and inspire, such as our Chief Human Resources Officer, Vanita Clements, who is with us today, who continues to serve as an example of authenticity, and the incredible Nationwide leaders who have joined me today. Give a shout out to Nationwide today. And I will say we all play a crucial role at this moment in building a community of sisterhood that understands that the immense value of being surrounded by supportive women who believe in one another, who generously share our wisdom and our lived experiences at different stages of our journey. This is our time to shine. Lift as we climb and forge a path that inspires generations to come. I hope you leave tonight feeling inspired to make a difference, just like the incredible woman we're celebrating today. Congratulations again to tonight's honorees. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Thank you, Mia and Nationwide, for your continued partnership. It is also my pleasure to recognize our host for this evening's Legacy Awards Gala. After joining us as a title sponsor last year, we are delighted to welcome them back and continue a successful partnership. Please direct your attention to the video screen. Please join me in welcoming the America's Inclusion and Diversity Lead for Accenture, Ms. Yolanda Friend.
Wow, it's great to be here this evening. Thank you, Butch, and the entire Black Enterprise team for bringing us together for this incredible event. It is truly an honor to be here with you tonight for this gathering of trailblazers, change makers, and leaders. Events like the Women of Power Summit shine a light on the responsibility we all share in building workplaces and a world where people are respected for who they are. At Accenture, we believe in creating an environment where every individual can thrive, has equal opportunity to showcase their skills, and feels empowered to do their best work. Whether you are here for this summit the first time or have been coming for years, embrace this moment to build meaningful connections and celebrate your journey. Over the years, I've been fortunate to learn from incredible leaders who have really shaped my own personal journey. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is the importance of claiming your space, not just for ourselves, but for those who come after us. For me personally, this starts at home with my kids. You may have heard me share this before, how important it is to teach them the value of showing up with confidence and purpose. One of our favorite affirmations is every room gets better when I walk in. And that is the mindset we all deserve to carry. Tonight, we will celebrate extraordinary leaders who have claimed their space, broken barriers, and lead with impact. They remind us that all it takes is one person to become the spark, to inspire change and lift others. So thank you to Black Enterprise for your continued partnership. Thank you, Butch, and your phenomenal team. And thank you to my Accenture colleagues, our clients, and all of you here tonight. It's really an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Yolanda and Accenture, for your continued commitment. Now, this year will mark a very significant for Black Enterprise, as we will celebrate our 55th anniversary this coming August. The mission of Black Enterprise has remained as relevant today as it was when we published the first issue of our publication. Then and now, it is imperative that African Americans thrive and advance as full participants in the business mainstream, which requires that we gain equal and unfettered access to opportunity. My father, our visionary founder and publisher, made it clear that this message must be heard and heeded by the leadership of corporate America. He stressed, and I quote, that African Americans are not requesting a guaranteed outcome. Rather, we are demanding an opportunity to compete on a truly level playing field with clarity and fairness regarding the rules of play. Like those in this room, we urge corporate leaders to remain true to their mission statements, to provide opportunity to its diverse population of employees, managers, and stakeholders. In fact, I echo the words spoken by actress Viola Davis several years ago when she became the first Black woman to win an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. And she said, "The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity." That opportunity, that powerful statement rings true regardless of the platform and applies to every sector of corporate America as well. This requirement needed for achievement is access without obstruction. Now, time and again, we continue to demonstrate that once given a real opportunity, we overachieve through hard work, innovation, and persistence in pursuing excellence. Regardless of the environment, the value to corporations and the business community at large will be realized with examples of top-flight performers making outstanding and, in many cases, historic contributions like the amazing women we honor here this evening. However, We cannot make such strides without true corporate partners like those found in this room, who realize the achievements of a diverse population of executives must be fully embraced. And that full-throated corporate commitment must be backed by intentionality, allyship, and transparency. Moreover, the preservation of the opportunity mandate must be buttressed by fully engaged executives of color willing to be vocal and challenge the corporate or the current political reality. Now, in keeping with my father's focus, we must cultivate a new generation of what he called corporate Buffalo soldiers. Black men and women executives willing to walk in harm's way, to advocate and, if necessary, agitate to ensure that the opportunity for all remains on the top of the corporate agenda. Now more than ever, we can ill afford to be the first generation of African American professionals unwilling to fight and challenge the new norm. It is incumbent upon all of us to follow the historic example of those who came before us and ferociously fought to ensure that those within and outside this room would not have limitations placed on their career aspirations or their professional growth. As I have previously stated, we must use our voice to address these issues. We must ensure that current and impending generations are not denied the future they so richly deserve. And even though we're facing the most challenging of times, we must face the world with our heads unbowed. Let us draw inspiration, strength, and courage from tonight's honorees. Let us embrace our rich legacy to move forward, promote excellence, and lead true transformative change. Thank you. Lastly, congratulations to our Legacy Award honorees. Tonight, we celebrate not only your remarkable achievements, but also the limitless possibilities that await you. Your dedication and hard work have brought you to this moment, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish next. Before I take my exit, I am pleased to introduce yet another outstanding woman of power. Please join me in welcoming Black Enterprises Vice President, Deputy Chief Content Officer, and your Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening, Ms. Elisa Gums.
Thank you, Butch. And a special thanks to Mia and Nationwide and Yolanda and Accenture for your awesome partnerships. Every year, I stand here and share some thoughts with you all related to our theme. And my only hope is that my words will resonate with you, that you will feel seen and maybe a little uplifted. Well, to be honest, that's been a bit of a conundrum for me this year, because our theme, Momentum, Our Future, Our Promise, Our Power, was chosen last summer. And I don't know about y'all, but to me that feels like a lifetime ago. Back then we felt energized, optimistic, excited even. We dared hope for a change that ain't gonna come, at least not this year. And now we're dealing with the hangover of all that unrealized hope. Every day we're assaulted by a new headline. Every week we take on a new worry. Somehow the reality feels worse than we expected. It's just so much. Maybe we should have seen it coming. My granny always used to say, "What ain't catch ya, ain't pass ya." That's some old West Indian wisdom for you. If you need the translation, it's that struggle spares no one. Each person, and in our case, each generation, will face their own tests and will have to figure out how to rise to the challenge. The ancestors know that this too shall pass. They know that progress doesn't mean we're always moving forward. And our future isn't any less promising than it was on November 4th. but sometimes it sure doesn't feel like that. At Women of Power, we like to keep it positive. We were raised in the school of when they go low, we go high. We know that we stand on the shoulders of women who faced much worse, and we believe we were built for this. That's all true. But Women of Power is also about being authentic. Keep it positive? Sure. But also, keep it real. Some of us are over it. A lot of us are tired. Even Michelle decided she was gonna sit this one out. So I just want to remind us all that it's okay. It's okay if you don't feel like rallying, or if your momentum right now looks more like sitting down somewhere. It's okay if you put the cape in the drawer and decided that other people can solve their own damn problems for once. It's okay if real life has been real-lifing, and even though it's only March, you already know that 2025 will not be your best year ever. It's okay if you're hanging on by a thread. It's okay if all you could do was just get yourself here, because you're here now. For the next 3 days, you don't have to justify who you are, what you do, the value you add, how you speak, how you comb your hair, how often you change that hair, how much experience you have, how much money you make, what your title is, or what you did to earn it. You can take a deep breath, the kind that only comes when you close the door, kick off the shoes, and take off the bra. Yes, that kind of breath. I promise that there will be time before you get back on a plane, time to be inspired and re-energized and strategic and to get ready for the battles that wait outside these doors. But tonight, we breathe and we celebrate because we're together and we're home. So let's get to celebrating. This evening, we pay tribute to 4 phenomenal women, trailblazers who dared to dream, persevered against the odds, demanded more, shattered barriers, and soared to heights no one had the vision or the courage to imagine for them. I am delighted to once again recognize the Senior Vice President of Human Resources from Nationwide, who returns to present the first award of the evening. Please welcome back Mia Hairston.
Thank you, Elisa, and good evening once again, Women of Power. It is my honor to recognize Glenda McNeal as one of this year's Women of Power Legacy Award honorees. In a game-changing move, just a few months ago, American Express introduced the role of Chief Partner Officer. And Glenda made history as the first to take on this groundbreaking position. As a powerhouse in the world of strategic partnerships, Glenda has spent over 3 decades at American Express forging high-impact alliances with leading global brands, from negotiating critical high-stakes agreements to managing complex international relationships. She has been a driving force behind the company's continued success. Now, as she unlocks new opportunities for innovation, growth, and customer engagement through strategic partnerships, Glenda continues to shape transformative collaborations that enhance American Express's products, services, and experiences, ensuring the brand remains as dynamic and relevant as ever. With Glenda at the helm, American Express isn't just building partnerships, it's redefining them. It is my great pleasure to present the 2025 Black Enterprise Women of Power's Legacy Award to Glenda McNeal.
Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. No. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find, reaching for something in the deep.
Thank you, Mia. I hope everybody gets the experience to see yourself on big screen and see your life flash in front of you. It's a humbling experience. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. What a moment. This room, this energy, looking out on the amazing Black women in this room. This celebration of extraordinary women here and many who came before us. It's a moment. I am filled with gratitude. I'll take a moment to thank you, Butch, and the Black Enterprise family, the Graves family, my amazing American Express colleagues, my incredible friends from many walks of life, and every powerful woman in this room who represent grace and resilience. I'd be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my extended family in Louisiana. Their love and support continues to fuel my journey. And to my family, Sydney, Angela, and Carter, you inspire me, you teach me, and as I said, you give me a reason to be a better version of myself every day. And yes, you are the three that I can always count on to keep me humble. So I thank you for that, and I love you. And to my fellow trailblazing honorees, Valerie, Melba, and Robin, congratulations to you. Your achievements will continue to empower future generations of women. This moment is truly full circle for me. When I was in high school, Black Enterprise magazine was my window into possibility, showing me through pictures and stories that my dreams were not limited by my circumstances. Years later, when I attended Wharton, the Graves became my East Coast family, inspiring me through their success and generosity. I am deeply grateful for the many years of friendships that have stood the test of time. And at the heart of it all was Barbara Graves. Mrs. Graves was the quiet architect of success. She believed in the power of Black women. She envisioned this exact space where our voices are amplified, our brilliance celebrated. And tonight, her legacy is alive in this room. I'm honored to receive this award for doing the work I love, for breaking barriers, pushing past limitations, and standing firmly in who I am without hesitation or compromise. But the greatest honor has been the joy in pushing open doors, of using my voice for good, and in watching more Black women rise, step into their power, and claim their space. Thank you. However, this journey I've been on has not been a straight line. There's been many twists and turns, setbacks, unexpected challenges, and moments of doubt, both in my career and in my personal life. And when I think about my journey, I'm reminded that some of my greatest growth has come from the moments when things did not go as I had planned. I'm going to take you to a time and place you might not expect. My 30th birthday. It was just the other day. When I finally experienced the long-held dream of riding in a hot air balloon. I always imagined something magical, a smooth ascent, a clear path, a graceful landing. Instead, I found myself completely at the mercy of the wind, no control, unexpected discomfort, and an unpredictable, jarring touchdown. That experience taught me a powerful lesson. Any control I thought I had going into that experience was completely overtaken. I learned then that in reality, control is nothing more than an illusion. And something shifted when I stopped resisting, when I let go. I saw the beauty around me, the vastness of the sky, the breathtaking landscape. I appreciated the stillness and the profound silence. And I now know that peace can exist even in uncertainty. So why do I tell this story? Because this has been my journey, always starting with a clear vision, an intentional path, believing things would go according to my plan. But over time, I've learned that life has a way of shifting my course, uncovering the vulnerability of my ambitions, and revealing unexpected forces, be it people or circumstance, and at the same time, causing me to find my underlying strength and resilience to adapt. My career has led me in surprising directions, creating opportunities I never imagined. My purpose has evolved to understand what I can control, and I've come to realize that true success and power isn't about controlling every step. It's about how we navigate the journey. And isn't this the story we all share? We all have a plan. You each have your plan, goals to achieve with timelines and milestones. Yet we don't always control the course. We face shifting winds, varying degrees of clarity, and changing conditions, especially in places that are not built for us. And when things don't go as planned, we resist. And our frustration and disappointment oftentimes block the opportunities that are really meant for us. When we let go, we make space for what is truly our destiny. I can say this because until I stopped resisting, I couldn't see or embrace the possibilities that were meant for me. And now here's what I know. Real power isn't in controlling every step. It's how we move through the unknown with purpose. It's in knowing when to be patient and when to pivot. It's in embracing discomfort as growth, not defeat. It's in shifting our perspective to see not just where we are, but what we've gained along the way and the possibilities that lie ahead. It's in knowing who we are in the midst of it all. Perspective, purpose, patience. These are guiding forces that transform obstacles into opportunities and ambition into achievement. They are resident in our power, in your power. So when you feel or find yourself in a place you didn't expect, pause. As Elisa said, breathe, bra or braless. Take it all in. Know that there is beauty in the moment, there is purpose in the season, and most importantly, there is power in how you choose to move forward. Because no matter the winds and no matter the course, you are a woman of power. Thank you for this incredible honor.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can.
Congratulations, Glenda, and thank you again to Mia and Nationwide. Our next presenter is the Chief People, Culture, and Inclusion Officer for Dell Technologies. Please welcome Venice Hayes.
Thank you, Elisa, and good evening, everyone. It is my great pleasure to present this next award to the trailblazing Miss Melba Moore. Miss Moore's career is a testament to resilience, talent, and an unyielding passion for music and the arts. From her Broadway triumphs to her chart-topping R&B and gospel hits, she has continuously evolved, leaving an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Melba Moore first captured audiences with her powerhouse performances in Broadway productions like Hair, Timbuktu, and Les Miserables. Her iconic portrayal of Ludi Bell in Pearlie earned her the prestigious Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical in 1970, making history as the first Black woman to receive this award. With her astonishing 5-octave range, Miss Moore seamlessly transitioned from Broadway to a thriving recording career with hits like This Is It, Love's Comin' At Ya, and Lean On Me that showcased her ability to master multiple genres. And even after decades in the industry, Melba Moore continues to perform, record, and inspire new generations of artists. Her impact goes beyond music. She is a trailblazer whose journey embodies perseverance, artistry, and groundbreaking achievements.
Place of hope, place of peace.
Melba Moore's life is one of triumph and evolution with a voice that continues to soar beyond boundaries. It is my honor to present the 2025 Black Enterprise Women of Power Legacy Award to the incomparable Miss Melba Moore.
Causing disloyalties to be erased. Heaven in our hearts and in our minds. Love was a true virtue of our time. Can you imagine?
Praise the Lord, everybody. I am so excited to receive the Black Enterprise Legacy Award. Legacy means you've been here for a little while, right? I had this in-depth speech prepared because I'm not accustomed to saying anything in words that's not scripted for me. And I shared it with my daughter. She said, "Ma, don't nobody want to hear you be talking all that stuff all that time." Now here, you want to hear my voice, and it would have been appropriate for me to really say how I feel in a little bit more detail, but I'm so excited, I'm so nervous because I'm not accustomed to speaking in this way, and I'm amongst true women of power, and I'm kind of an emotional person, so I'm probably going to stand here and cry because I know what it means. I know what it is to devote your life sincerely to your home, your work, and your community. And I heard the name Alexis Herman mentioned. Her name was very important to me in being able to express my desire to live out community service, because one of my great, great, great mentors was Dr. Dorothy Height. And Dr. Height invited me to come and travel with the National Council of Negro Women. I saw her on TV getting an award, and I called her up and asked her, could I come and be with them? And she said one morning at one of the prayer breakfasts, Melba, why don't you sing the Negro National Hymn? I said, oh, doctor, I didn't know we had one. She explained to me that we did. I found it out, and I went to my record company, Capitol Records at the time, and asked them, could we record that? And I said, but I don't want it to be a solo, because there's probably a lot of people like me who didn't realize we had it, and if it's a hit, they're going to think it's my hit record. So we got all these incredible artists on it, and then Dr. Height helped us get it entered into the congressional record, so that it is now our official Negro National Hymn. I'm sorry, I'm excited here. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Earl Graves Sr., Mr. Earl Graves Jr., and the entire Black Enterprise family for pioneering, for showcasing, and for always pushing to the forefront the excellence of Black women. And as a note of approval and thanks, thank
you. Isn't she amazing? Congratulations, Ms. Moore. Thank you, Venice and Dell Technologies. It is time to break for dinner. And yes, we can applaud for that. And I'd like to invite the Senior Vice President for Nielsen to come and provide us with our invocation. Please welcome the Chief Business Inclusion, Impact, and Belonging Officer for Nielsen, Sandra Sims Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Alicia already told us where we are, right? We're free tonight, and we're free the whole time that we're here to be who we are. That said, this is my 19th year. I have come here, and I have brought over 300 women in those 19 years. Doing so, this is a refueling experience. Do not leave here without knowing at least 2 or 3 people and remembering that you came here for a purpose. We are in rough times. Guide your life. Be authentic about what you need at this time. So they didn't ask me to preach, so I won't. I'd like you to actually bow your heads. We seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High. Each of us has come to this place embracing the richness of our identities, our backgrounds, and our experiences. We uplift the spirit of each person here today and affirm that you are valued, you are important, and you belong. As we come together in unity, recognizing our varied faiths or beliefs, we endeavor to find common ground in seeking a higher power or presence in our engagement with one another during the next several days. Given our world country right now, we seek openness, empathy, and understanding right now. May this moment fill each of us with a spiritual desire to seek your presence and blessings upon us. May this event be a source of unity, change, and inspiration for all. May we leave with renewed spiritual energy that is transformational for what's ahead. Center us, Most High, on the prize of living our best and giving our most positive energy to pursue a purpose-filled life. As we enjoy this experience, please acknowledge those who prepared the event and express gratitude to those who serve us. We see you. Ultimately, we express gratitude in the almighty name of our Maker. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Vice President, Deputy Chief Content Officer of Black Enterprise, Alisa Gums.
Thank you. I hope dinner was enjoyable. Yes? Okay. We continue with the presentations to our next Legacy Award honorees with the next recognition. Please join me in welcoming the Managing Director, U.S. Public Service Lead for Accenture, Tamra Fields. Thank you, Elisa. How are y'all feeling, ladies? As we celebrate women who make an impact on our world every day, I thought this quote summed it up nicely. The world needs strong women, women who lift and build others, who will love and be loved, women who live bravely, both tender and fierce, women of indomitable will. Amy Tenney. Robin Washington is a strong woman who lifts and builds others. She's a disruptor, a game changer, a visionary, making the future of business as dynamic and diverse as the people it serves. She sits at the helm of some of the most influential companies in the world. But her role goes far beyond just holding a seat. She's shaping the future of these giants. Whether she's guiding tech titans, advocating for everyone to have a voice, or rethinking healthcare, she's proof that diverse leadership isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do for business growth. Did y'all hear that, everybody? Her career is a masterclass in how you wield influence with purpose, proving that the boardroom can be a place of both power and progress. And as the co-founder of Black Women on Boards, she's not just advocating for change, she's building a movement. With unrelenting passion, she's tackling the stark underrepresentation of Black women and minorities in the C-suite and boardrooms, one board seat at a time. It is my honor to present the 2025 Black Enterprise Women of Power Legacy Award to Robin Washington. Like he said, there is nobody better.
I love that song. Well, good evening, everyone. It's just been such a wonderful, powerful evening thus far. Thank you, Tamara, for that wonderful, kind introduction. And I have to say, I'm most appreciative now of the break because I was trying to figure out how am I going to curtsy like Miss Melba or sing. I can't do either. So we'll just take that and hopefully I can hold my own up here. It is always one of the highest honors to be recognized by your own. And I grew up reading I grew up reading and being inspired by Black Enterprise magazine, very similar to what Glenda shared early. So this award is just extremely special to me. It's also an honor to share the stage with these icons, Glenda, Melba, Valerie, and all of you here tonight. It is an honor to be among so many talented, accomplished, impactful, successful, powerful, and proud Black women leaders. When I reflect on my journey, I am reminded that the path to success and meaningful impact is rarely straightforward. It is in those twists, turns, and detours along my journey where I really learned who I am. And in each of those transformational moments, I collected learnings that I was able to use going forward. And I like to refer to those learnings as my superpowers. First, the resilience to push through, even when it's difficult. You heard me talk about that in the video. Second, being a continuous learner and asking the why questions often. And last but not least, embracing change, even when I wasn't certain of the outcome, and even when I had missteps and failures along the way. Whether everything was going well or not, I didn't fully grasp the magnitude of the aha moments. It wasn't until I stepped back and took time to reflect that I could fully appreciate the learnings on my journey as the fortifiers that made me a better leader. My superpowers not only help me navigate my past, but they consciously help me navigate my future as well. Today, I am still a work in progress, always reinventing myself, staying curious, flunking retirement, and enjoying learning. To all the attendees here tonight, no matter the path you choose going forward, your journey will define and refine your superpowers. You'll most likely find superpowers that you never even knew that you had. So experiment. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Operate with purpose. For me, having purpose means integrating my values, my passions, and talent in a personally meaningful way and making a positive contribution. Throughout my career, I've been deliberate in selecting operating roles and serving on boards of companies and nonprofits that create value for not just their shareholders, but for all their stakeholders. If you have a seat at the table, you should leverage it to make a difference. Particularly in this moment, continuous dialogue with those who have differing opinions and life journeys that are different than mine or yours is essential. We have to enhance understanding, and candidly, we've got to find common ground, even if we don't always agree. Empathy matters, and I think it's never been more important. Sitting in this very room are our world's future leaders. As future leaders, partners, parents, friends, supporters, ask yourselves, what do you stand for? How will you make the world a better place for everyone? What is your purpose? Let those answers be your North Star. Armed with that and your superpowers, I'm certain your life too will be a joyous one, even in times when it's tough. I am so grateful to all who have been a part of my journey, beginning with my parents, my extended family, my children, my husband of 30 years and partner, and the many sister friends, supporters, and sponsors along the way who have all served as my personal board of directors. Thank you. Again, Black Enterprise, Butch, thank you so much for this honor, and thank you all for being the inspiring women of power that you are.
Congratulations, Robin, and thank you, Tamra. It's time to present our final award of the evening. Please join me in welcoming back our CEO, Earl Butch Graves, Jr.
Thank you, Elisa. Our final award this evening, the Barbara Graves Legacy Award, is named in honor of my mother, a woman whose passionate vision gave rise to this very Woman of Power Summit. Her high standards and expectations continue to shape it, and her indomitable spirit still infuses every aspect of this event. Her legacy lives on through our company, where women hold the majority of leadership roles. It lives on through this very summit, as vibrant and powerful as ever. And most importantly, it lives on through her granddaughters, all of whom are exceptional young women in their own right. Before we present this special award, please join me in welcoming two of my mother's beloved granddaughters, my nieces, Melanie Graves and Kelly Graves.
Thank you, Uncle Butch. Each year, when we step onto the stage, we do so knowing that we are covered by the grace of our grandmother, Barbara Graves, a woman we will forever respect, love, and miss dearly. And I know many of you feel the same because she touched so many lives with her wisdom, kindness, and unwavering commitment to excellence.
Grandma came out of retirement to help launch this event, not for recognition, but because she knew how vital it was. She understood the power of representation and the importance of creating a space where Black women could gather, uplift, and inspire one another. She believed in this mission with every fiber of her being, and she knew that the women in our company should be the ones to lead it.
Her fierce spirit remains with us. It lives in the work that we do, in the connections we build, and in the way we continue to carry her vision forward. We know she would be so proud, not only of this summit, but of each and every one of you who show up, who lead, and who blaze trails for those who will come after us.
She would be especially proud of this year's honoree, Ms. Valerie Jarrett. Like my grandma, Valerie has dedicated her life to service, advocacy, and empowerment. Through her work, she has championed equity, opportunity, and progress, ensuring that more voices are heard and more doors are opened for those who come after her.
Before we celebrate our honoree, let's take a moment to reflect on the extraordinary woman for who this final award is so meaningfully named.
Barbara Kidd Graves rose from humble roots in Brooklyn, New York to blaze a powerful trail, decidedly outside of the spotlight. This daughter of West Indian immigrants was instilled with a love of learning, earning 2 degrees at Brooklyn College, where she would later serve on the board. She began her career as an elementary school teacher, but soon met the dashing soldier who would change her life and change the publishing world with the creation of Black Enterprise magazine.
She was the best thing ever happened to me. But in terms of the magazine, she did it all. Whether or not it was writing a piece, or whether or not it was straightening out the office because we had a visitor coming, or whether or not it was going to a dinner with me, she was always there and always just 100% behind me.
Barbara was extremely multidimensional. She understood the complexities of being an African American woman in our society and certainly in business. And one of the reasons she was so excited and came out of retirement for the Women of Power Summit is because she understood the importance of younger women hearing the stories and drawing upon the stories and the lessons of the women that have come before them.
My father-in-law gave my mother-in-law credit for her contributions across Black enterprise, and rightly so. But her impact was never greater than on women of power. As an unofficial co-founder of Black Enterprise and the Women of Power Summit, Barbara Graves was a champion for family business. She embodied excellence and enduring values in a changing time, and she inspired generations of ambitious women to pursue their dreams.
When we started this Women of Power idea, she said, I think I'd want to be a part of that.
I am so thrilled by this week's event and all that it represents in commemorating how far we, women of color, have come in business, as well as the promise of what's yet to be for our daughters, and in my case, granddaughters.
When I think of grandma, these are the three words that come to mind: strong, intelligent, and loving.
Empowered, astute, and tenacious.
Determined, resilient, and ambitious.
Strong, brilliant, and protective.
Exacting with her words, meticulous in her actions, and just so proud of the legacy she left with her family and in her community.
Barbara Graves, from her special place in glory, would say to our young sisters, be the storm. Push back against racism and sexism and classism and against any system of inequality. Be a Black woman. Be the storm.
Thank you, Melanie and Kelly. Joining me to present the 2025 Barbara Graves Legacy Award is the head of Global Diversity and Inclusion for Fidelity Investments, Ms. Amanda Scipione. Of course, I'm still talking. Naming tonight's final award in my mother's honor is not only a tribute to her legacy, it's also a fitting tribute to our honoree. My mother found her greatest joy in seeing women push beyond their perceived limits, rise to their fullest potential, and soar. She believed in the boundless power of women and never hesitated to champion their dreams, their ambitious goals, and their absolute right to pursue them and to be recognized for their excellence.
Indeed, she did. And with that, it is my great honor to recognize the recipient of the Barbara Graves Legacy Award, an extraordinary trailblazer, a mentor to many, and a tireless force for change in the pursuit of a more just and inclusive society. With a career defined by purpose, impact, and unwavering dedication to public service, she has broken barriers, uplifted communities, and shaped policies that continue to transform lives. Of course, she is none other than the Honorable Valerie Jarrett. A true woman for all seasons, her influence spans the highest levels of government, leadership, and advocacy. She served as a senior advisor to President Barack Obama from 2009 to 2017, making history as the longest-serving senior advisor to a U.S. president. She is also a New York Times best-selling author, a champion for equality, and currently the chief executive officer and a board member of the Barack Obama Foundation. Yet above all her incredible achievements, she proudly holds the most cherished title of all, adoring grandmother to June and James. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Do not hold back and join me in celebrating our 2025 Barbara Graves Legacy Award honoree, Valerie Jarrett.
Looks like a girl, but she's a flame. So bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget her name. She's on top of the world. Hottest of the hottest girls say, oh, we got our feet on the ground.
Oh my goodness. Good evening, everybody. Woo. I'm trying to hold back the tears here. So I have to begin by thanking Butch and the entire Graves family for this incredible honor. When Butch called me to tell me I was going to get this award, I was speechless. And for those of you who know me, I am very rarely speechless. And I was speechless because I came of age, growing up in a family with parents who loved me dearly and gave me all the support, but they were academics. They didn't know much about business at all. And so I devoured Black enterprise. And knowing that Barbara Graves was right there working with Earl Grey side by side, that she had an incredible breadth and depth of understanding of this business, and that she made sure that the magazine reflected people who looked like me, was so important in my formative years. I also want to say a thanks to Black Enterprise. I go to a lot of conferences and summits, as many of you do. There is nothing like this one, right? And it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because a lot of really good people work hard. They are professional, they are organized, they start on time, they end on time, and they create this environment where we can all come together and feel safe. But it wouldn't be as magical as it is if you didn't show up. So I want you all to give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Glenda, Robin, Melba, I stand in extraordinary company, and during dinner we had a chance to see the many women who Black Enterprise has recognized over the years. And this is a part of the American story, not just our story. I always say Black history is American history, right? So, look, we live in challenging times right now, and there's no point in sugarcoating it. But I do think it is a time to reflect back on history and to realize that because of people like Barbara Graves, upon whose shoulders we stand, they opened the door a little bit wider for us. And I realized when I really began my career in earnest that that's really what I wanted to do, is to create opportunity. Now, I will say to you, because we know this is a safe place, that my career did not start out all that great. Yeah, I know, it didn't. I started out listening to what other people thought I should do, as opposed to the most important voice, which is the quiet one inside of each of us. And when I finished school, I had a 10-year plan. And I was doing everything on this made-up plan that I had, not informed by my voice, but informed by the voices around me. And it wasn't until I had my daughter that I realized doing what I was doing would mean she would never be as proud of me as I was of my mother. And I grew up knowing that my mom was like the best mom you could ever hope for. And it's a little hard on me because she just passed away a couple months ago. But I knew that I wanted to be also somebody who was professionally accomplished so that my daughter would look up to me the way I looked up to my mother's professional achievements, not just what a fabulous mom she was. And so I looked at this baby and I thought, if I sit in this fancy office at this high-powered law firm one more minute, my daughter will never be proud of me. And I took this leap of faith and I joined local government, which was not on my perfect plan from 10 years earlier. And that's why I often say when the perfect plan crumbles, that's when the adventure begins, called life, right? And so I joined the administration of Harold Washington, and 4 years later, this amazing young woman who was a lawyer fed up with being at her law firm, looking for purpose just like I had been, named Michelle Robinson, walked into my office. And as you heard, the rest is history. When President Obama was elected, President Obama and Michelle Obama were on 60 Minutes. And I watched it with my parents, keeping in mind my parents grew up during Jim Crow. My father had to leave the country to get a good job that recognized his talents. And when it was over, and it was a magical interview, you could have heard a pin drop. And my mother looked at me and she said, "How did you know that he could be president? Not that he would be president, but even that he could." And I was a little irritated because throughout the campaign, my parents kept saying things like, "Don't you think you should get back to work like your day job and stop traveling all over the country? I know you guys are friends and I know you want to support him, but you have a really important job." And she said, "How did you even know he could win?" And I said, "Because you raised me to believe that if you were prepared to work twice as hard," and she didn't have to finish the sentence, "twice as hard as who?" We all know. "If you were determined and resilient and had a sense of purpose and commitment and were a part of something bigger than yourself, that anything was possible." And she looked at me and she said, "Well, I never believed that." And then my father, who was not well at the time, he troops in, "Yeah, I never believed that either." And it was the first time I realized that my parents raised me aspirationally, not shackled by their reality, but free to discover my own. What a wonderful gift that was. And I think that's the gift we all want to give not only to our children, but to the next generation. And so when I had the privilege of spending 4 years in the White House, of course I couldn't wait for my parents to come. My daughter went to the inauguration with me. But when my father came to visit his daughter in the West Wing, he grew up in Washington, D.C. It was the first time he had been inside the gates. He's spent his childhood looking in from the outside, but he'd never been in. How proud was he? But again, his pride was not just simply that I worked there, but it is what I did while I was there that was important to both of my parents. And that's what I say to all of you. It's not just because everyone in this room has occupied a rare seat at a table where you were maybe not welcomed, maybe you had to work twice as hard, maybe you had to pull out a folding chair, to quote Shirley Chisholm, but you're at that table and you're in that chair. Do something with that opportunity is what I would encourage you to do. Do something with that opportunity. I now have the privilege of running the Obama Foundation. We will be opening on the south side of Chicago next year. Anyone from Chicago? So when we moved to Chicago, I lived on the south side, about 1.5 miles from where our center is going to be. And I call it an economic engine for the south side for Chicago and a beacon of hope for the world. I used to ride my bike through Jackson Park, where it's located, and up and down the lakefront. And I used to notice, quite remarkably, how the north side of Chicago had all this investment, and the south side of Chicago didn't. And so it was by no accident that the Obamas decided to put this incredible investment, not just of a presidential museum, but a Chicago Public Library so children feel welcome on the site, open gardens and parkland and an athletic center and athletic fields and walking trails and sledding hills. Michelle Obama said, "I grew up in Chicago, I never could go sledding." We're building a sledding hill for all the children of Chicago. But to build this and invest it and make sure that the people who worked here, who benefited from the contracts here, whether it was construction or permanent, look like the people in the community in which we are located. And we are so proud of our record on that. So I was delighted, Butch, that you had your nieces come up and introduce me, because we do live in tough times, and I think it's hard for young people who haven't enjoyed the long arc of the moral universe and seeing it kind of bending towards justice to try to make sense out of what's going on right now. And what I would want to remind them and all of the young people, particularly in the audience, that every major movement in our country was led by young people. You are the change we've been waiting for. Don't wait for us old people to do it. You are the ones that we're counting on. And yes, it can be frustrating and disheartening, and I understand people needing to take a beat. But we honor extraordinary trailblazers like Barbara Graves by not getting so weary that we give up the opportunities that we do have. And so I try to tune out a lot of noise, and I will confess to you that, 4 years ago, I kind of sat in front of the TV and I ate too much and I drank too much and I worried about things about which I could not control. And so now I'm focused. I'm focused on this next generation of young people that we at the Obama Center can try to help go out and be agents of change. We are now in the coach position. And there are so many talented people around this country and this world who just need a little help, a little opportunity, a little nudge, and encouragement. And that's what I'm spending this chapter of my life doing. And the final thing I'll say to you in closing is and I say this particularly because, could I just tell you how beautiful this audience of women is? You all, it is like the elixir for the soul, and you few good men who are out there, we're happy that you are here too. Really, I'm just delighted to see you, and delighted even more that there are so few of you here, that it is predominantly women. But we have the ability to see each other and support each other if we choose to do so. And so part of what I'm hoping you get out of this incredible opportunity here is to introduce yourself to somebody you don't know, and to build relationships that will really last a lifetime. And I say to women all the time, young women who are like, can you have it all? Can you have it all at the same time? And I think you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The real question is, when you get to be older and you look back over your life, do the chapters of the book add up to a whole? Did you love people? Did they love you back? Did you feel like you led a purposeful life? Did you see somebody that was in trouble and not wait for them to ask for help, but to give help when it wasn't even asked for? And we need to remind ourselves and ground ourselves. And we as Black women, we're used to taking care of everybody else. But in order to make that marathon called life, you also have to take good care of yourselves. And that's what this conference is all about. Thank you so much. I'm so deeply honored, everybody.
So many gems. Congratulations, Valerie. Please, let's take a moment to once again applaud all of our extraordinary honorees for their remarkable contributions. Let's also thank this evening's host sponsor, Accenture, for making this such a wonderful evening. Thank you, Accenture. And a special thank you to Nationwide, Dell, and Fidelity, our sponsor representatives, for your participation and continued partnerships. That's it. Good night.